Gameless, everybody. My name is Zach, and today we are joined by a very special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Alisha.
Hi, Alisha.
Hey,
Hi,
Alisha.
Aaron. Hi, Zach.
How you doing?
Hi, Elvin.
How's the kids?
Well. My kid is great.
You said,
Yes.
I don't know why you said plural.
Kid, as in
Yeah,
one. She is
singular.
great.
No, yeah, exactly.
Or did you mean all kids in general?
Well, you know, if
I don't think
whatever
anyone
she
could-
was gonna say, then I was gonna go with it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You know,
okay.
you're trying to be polite. You know, you want to
I
start
wasn't
a
e-
conversation.
I
with
wasn't
her.
even going to bring her up.
Well, she's brought up now.
Oh,
Would you say you're put on blast by Aaron?
I would not, because I'm not ashamed of my daughter. She's awsom.
I don't know how to put
Are you a
anybody on
father,
blast.
Aaron? Are you a father?
Yes, I am a father.
Wait,
I
who-
became one.
Aaron, would you like to introduce yourself first? Or we'll just do by name association that you're Aaron. Like, that sounds like the guy from before.
Yes, I might be that guy from before. I was gonna ask you though. Do you have any more rum I could put in my cup? Because
No, I don't.
Elvin.
I can't answer that.
Okay, well, I guess this is not a drinking podcast. Then.
No, actually, I'm drinking water.
Oh, okay.
I'm
In
also
a Bud
drinking
Light
water.
can.
Yes, Aaron Golden is here. How you doing?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay, what's up?
Okay, and then that fourth voice you hear.
The squeaky voice, yeah.
Oh, you're just gonna comment on your own voice?
I am Elvin the Gameless.
Usually you have a lot more oomph when you do it. You have some like smart comment to follow. You're
Well-
just like, that sounded more depressed than anything. I'm Elvin. I don't know enough about video games. I should probably learn more.
This is Elvin. It's probably the last day of.
He's just so nervous about the
I'll never
Brazil
be
game
here.
coming up against Colombia, his hometown.
It's not a town. It's a
That's a
country.
country.
It's a
South
hometown.
America, yeah.
No, I'm from California. It's my hometown.
No.
No.
I don't know if
No.
gamers care, but if you're not, well, this podcast is going to broadcast days later, but Colombia is playing Brazil very, very soon in a few hours, and I hope Brazil loses and they all die. Is that
You want
is that
Brazilians to
wrong?
We
die?
want all of Brazil to die.
There's a
Not
lot
all
of
of them,
fine
that-
Brazilian women out there.
That means the Olympics are going to be hella boring, because no one's going to be doing anything.
That's true. Well, I hope they die, then they respawn. Is that the right word for the gamers here?
Jeez. that was a bit much, but
He's gonna use burn cards on Brazilian people.
I don't understand how that.
No,
that
from
would
Titanfall. For Titanfall.
I get
that,
it,
but like
yeah.
I still don't see how it fits.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Let's try to offend every country that we can. Let's go down the list.
yeah,
We're just finished with the B's. Let's go to the C.
yeah.
Chile,
Colombia.
Cambodia,
Croatia.
Croatia. Good.
Chile.
Anyways, so before we get angry mob of people coming towards us, let's pick up one from our last podcast and talking about PlayStation Now. I hear you're very opinionated about this particular service, Mr. Aaron.
Yeah, it's the PlayStation Rental Now service. That's what that's what we're gonna be calling it.
Playbuster.
AKA Hollywood Video, AKA Blockbuster. That's pretty much what it's gonna be. In fact, these prices are even more outrageous. We were all hoping for a subscription type base. We may not get it.
Now,
We may not get it, and Sony may not get a return on their $380 million investment with Gaikai.
yeah.
Gaikai.
I just want to throw this out there that in January, PlayStation did say they are going to have a subscription model. Now, that was a minute ago, but they said they will offer one. That could change, but they definitely did say that. So the hope is that they still hold on. I mean, like I brought this up before when we talked about PlayStation Now for a little bit, is that this is beta.
Yeah.
You know, so the idea is they're putting these prices out here so they don't fail. And so they realize, okay, wait, we can't charge people $300 for 8 seconds of gameplay, which is an actual
so they
option.
charge. Oh, I'm sorry. They bought a company to make this happen.
I don't know if
They
it's a
didn't buy a
company.
company. They
This is-
paid $380 million to Gaikai to stream this service.
Well, no, I don't know if Gaikai is a service or a company, but or service of a company, but they own Gaikai, to my knowledge.
I think it was a company. Like, I think it was some
Gaikai's
sort of
its own-
acquisition, because Gaikai is really weird. Like, a lot of people don't know what it is or what it, like, everyone just knows Gaikai is supposed to be responsible for it. But I think Gaikai is like a company of like the servers of whatever. Because they haven't really specified exactly what it is.
all we know is that they paid $380 million to get this to work.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here are the prices for 4 hours, depending on the game: $2.99 to $4.99. 4 hours, okay. For 7 days, $5.99 to $7.99. 30 days, $7.99 to $14.99. 90 days, $14.99 to $29.99, depending on the game that you were trying to rent. Okay. Now, I thought that PlayStation Now was a tremendous, incredible idea.
I like all the adjectives you just used. You're searching for more.
Tremendous.
By the way,
My hands are up, and I'm all excited.
You
to
got to
talk
see
about
Aaron
this.
right now. He's like his hands are up. Like,
fantastic.
He's gesticulating.
Yeah, he's playing Kinect right now.
I was raised on Xbox One before I was raised on Nintendo.
Well, if that's the case, you have been alive for a very short amount of time.
I respawn a lot.
You were like 8 months old.
Yeah, exactly.
the first Xbox, I assume you're
So yes,
Okay.
The
okay.
original
Right.
Xbox.
Okay, yeah.
and so I'm an Xbox guy. I'm playing all the games for Xbox. Well, I try to play all the games, but the basic main games for Xbox I would play, like the Halos, Gears of War come out. I love Gears of War, and even excited that there's a new announcement for that. Anyway, so I would play that. But I would never really play the PlayStation games because, one, I didn't have a PlayStation, and for my guy friends, it wasn't really cool to own a PlayStation.
You poor dude.
Hold on. I gotta interrupt for a second. Did you say for your guy friends?
Yes, I don't have any girlfrends.
Well, no. But I'm saying you said it's a place. Like for guys, it's like PlayStation. That's a girl system.
Okay, what I'm telling, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying whatever group of friends you have, you're more likely to play that console. Okay. So for us, it was Xbox.
Okay.
Right. From other friends I had, they would play PlayStation. I didn't really share their experiences.
Hey guys, Johnny got a PlayStation. It's not coming out tonight.
Right. So now when they introduce PlayStation Now, I get to have a chance to play games from PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, games I heard about and wanted to play but never did. And I played Twisted Metal once because I spent the night at my friend's house and I thought it was a cool game, but I didn't get to play that for Xbox because it's only it's exclusive to PlayStation.
Yeah.
So now what's so cool about the PlayStation Now when they were talking about it is that you get to play all these games. I'm like, okay, cool, let's do it. But now it's a rental service. Right now, as of what we know right now, it is a PlayStation rental service. So some of these prices, let's say if you wanted to buy a PlayStation 2 game right now, let's say it's $10. Okay, great. I can keep that game and play it as much as I want. I don't have to worry about streaming or buffering or any lag that's going to be happening. I can play that game with my buddy and keep the game instead of only having it for a couple hours and then saying, well, I got to pay again to play it. And the reason why PlayStation Now, they think it's going to be successful is because it's going to bring back the backwards compatibility.
Well, I mean, you have to realize too, like when you said like you can go buy a PS2 game, yeah, but you also have to find your PlayStation 2. And you also have to find memory cards, and you also have to find a controller. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be a hit. But as Zach said before, you have to remember it's in beta. So for all we know, all these prices and everything else, that's all placeholders.
Yeah,
right.
I believe I was listening to something today, and they were talking about there's some game in the Japanese PSN store, and it's like $250 or it's some outrageous amount of yen because it's just a placeholder. So they haven't figured out exactly what they're doing with it. And once we get that down, once we get out of the beta, then we can see and just shit all over it as much as we want.
Right. No, I see that too. And with the PlayStation beta, for right now, we even have to pay to play these games inside the private beta.
Yeah.
So I
didn't know. Wait,
no,
so in
the
the beta,
you have to just to play the. First of all, you get lucky to be in the private beta, which I got into. And now they're saying, well, if you want to play these games in the private beta, which beta is pretty much allowing you to practice and to play a game and to see how it goes, and then you can give your feedback and blah blah blah.
It sounds like they're practicing how to take payments.
No. Well, I mean, the whole point is for you to stress test everything.
Yeah, test everything. So I did not want to pay any of these prices. I think they have it right now about 15 games to try out. There was Kane and Lynch.
Ugh.
There. They had Final Fantasy. I think it was.
They had 13 and 13 too.
13. So yeah, let's pay $5 to play 4 hours of that because that's only a 4-hour game, right?
Well, Final Fantasy 13's hella linear, so
yeah,
you wouldn't have a problem with that.
Yeah. Religiously,
no, it's a long game. That's what I'm saying.
Well, no. What she's saying is
that one is extremely easy and linear. You probably could beat it.
So games like all the previous ones, Final Fantasy 1 and then the 900 between 1 and
13
that stuck to the original formula of like turn-based and stuff like that, they've historically taken a while to beat.
Oh yeah,
But
years.
13, it's like there's almost like no open world parts. There's a few open parts, but it's pretty much just a straight shot.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. But the moral of the story is that even with that 5 hours, it's not enough to take a decent chunk out of that game unless you're just rushing through and like you're seriously like skipping a lot of the conversations. Now, my biggest issue with PlayStation now, I mean, it's the pricing and all that, but if it was, which it's not, I was hoping for this. Like I was hoping that like, all right, it's like you pay for 4 hours. I was hoping it was 4 hours of in-game time, because some games that's sufficient with. Like Crazy Taxi was on there, and I think it was $2.99 for 4 hours.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't like if it was just in-game time. I don't foresee myself playing more than 4 hours of Crazy Taxi in my life. You know, like I play for like 30 minutes, and I'm like, all right, I'm cool. But you know, and I was kind of hoping that was the case. Like I was really like thinking that okay, maybe these prices aren't that bad because of that. But then when you go to like in the beta, when you actually go, it says this clock starts running the second you hit download, and I'm like, oh man. So like, I mean, like seriously, I know this sounds ridiculous, but like if you buy a game for 4 hours and then you get a call that something happened, because a lot of people are adults nowadays and they have responsibilities to take care of. So if something happens and like you have to run and go do something, you're out of luck.
So even if you pause it, it's counting down.
Yeah,
Can you imagine all the
as of
fights?
now, it's counting
Wait, if you
down.
turn off the console, is it counting down?
Yeah,
counting
it's
down.
still
What?
counting down. It's 4 hours from the
What?
time you hit download.
Dude, can you imagine all the fights little kids would have? I got 4 hours to play this game. You're spending
seriously.
that over your friend's house. Like, no, I have a certain amount of time to play this. No, you can't play. You have $5? No, you don't. My mom does.
Wow.
Diz.
But yeah,
So, I mean, you can imagine the fights that these little kids would have.
Yeah.
But it is entering open beta at the end of July. So the hope is that by then, since we are talking about the public and not like select few who applied and got in or who got a code from E3, we're talking about the whole public now. So the backlash then compared to now would be massive. So the hope is they'll fix it all up by then and then have it completely functional. Completely feasible. How about that? By the time that it actually the service.
And guys, I have a question because you guys go in the forums and you listen to all the other people. Mm-hmm. Does everybody have the same reaction that everyone here is having?
Yes.
For the most part.
Majority
most part,
of it, they want it to be a subscription type basis like Netflix.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, that would be awesome. I would be totally down for a subscription. Like,
Oh, yeah.
They could honestly.
Oh,
like,
yes.
I'm not cool about spending substantial amounts of money, but if I just had straight up unlimited video game service streaming for a month, take $30. Take $30 a month.
No, or I wouldn't do 30. I would say maybe even roll it into PSN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as of now, I just read up on my PSN for another $60. Last year I got it for 30. So I re-upped for another 60
And wait,
because I'm
PSN
getting
PSN, PS Plus.
Is that
Plus.
equivalent to Xbox Live?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and their whole thing originally was free games. Like I know you are now basking in the free games of Xbox Live Gold.
Yeah, all the 5 minutes I spent on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Guacamole. You're like, okay, this looks cool. I'm done.
Metro?
That's a nice title.
I saw the trailer. It's like, this is awesome. Let me turn this off now.
which you
This is
don't
awesome.
even
Let
need
me
to.
turn this off.
But anyways,
Now, PlayStation Plus is already giving you 2 free games a month anyway.
yeah. Well,
Yeah. Or even within that 2 free. I mean, they're giving you 2 free, but like if you didn't download whatever from before, there's a lot of stuff that's still in there.
Yeah.
So what I think what typically happens, at least for the PS3, they have a few games that they're like holding on to for like I think like Infamous 2 was in there for like 4 months.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to, at least for PS4, they're trying to recycle them in and out. But just to give you an idea, Elvin, I think it's 50 a month, right?
Yeah, it's 50.
I mean, 50, I'm not 50 a month, 50 a year.
Yeah.
And if you have a Vita, there's a guaranteed from now on. Before they had like fluctuating amounts, but there's 2 free Vita games a month. There's 2 free PS3 games a month and 2 free PS4 games a month.
Wait, for 50?
For
for
$50
$50,
Yeah, $50 a year.
$50
That's
a
awesome.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and within that, with a lot of those, especially if you have a Vita, a lot of those games are on cross-buy.
Yeah.
So if you buy it and you play it on PlayStation 3, you automatically get it for your Vita.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So
Yeah.
like on the last podcast, it shows you how little you you care or know about what we're talking about. One of the games for Vita was a game called Doki Doki Universe. I haven't played it yet, but I was like, hey, I'll download it for when I have a Vita again.
Yeah.
And I happened to, so I instantly went and downloaded it, and then I found out it's cross-buy, so I got it for PS4. So essentially, there's 3 free PS4 games. You know what I mean? And that's also for PS3. Most of these
but,
games.
Yeah.
but not all free games for PS3 and Vita are going to PS4 right now.
Yeah. Well, not all of them are, but that's one of those lucky few that's covering all bases.
Yeah. So, anyways, hoping for the best for PlayStation Now.
And when will we know about this whole pricing structure thing?
Well, once we get out of beta, I mean, who knows how long it could take? It could take another. This beta could just be maybe the second one, so it could be another year from now.
Yeah.
Wow.
For all we know, whenever they feel like pulling the trigger.
Well,
What they're saying right now,
Christmas, right?
They're doing the beta right now, and then they're supposed to release PlayStation Now. I'd say within about a month or two. That's what they're reporting right now. But that could definitely change. That can definitely change.
But I thought they were just releasing in a public beta.
They're going to go ahead.
At the end of July, it's going into open beta. Right now, it's in closed beta.
And it's just going to be PS3 games that they're going to release.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't know when the actual service is going to be live. Like, they'll put games in beta for stupid amounts of time.
Oh, yeah.
They'll put, there's like a hit game that everyone loves called Hearthstone. It's like World of Warcraft, but it's like a card game.
It's Magic the Gathering for World of Warcraft.
And it's pretty fun.
Blizzard characters.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't super big on it, but that game was in beta for like a year.
Yeah.
Like, they are just like, it's out now, and everyone's like, it's been out. And they're like, no, it was in beta. It's like, I didn't even know that. Like,
exactly.
So, I mean, we don't know how long, and especially because this is like, I imagine it's probably going to be in beta till next year.
Yeah.
Because this is like, I mean, they had streaming services, like I mentioned before, called like On Live and stuff.
Yep.
Which was garbage.
Yeah, but it was awful. It was. I mean, it had some cool things, like I think Brandon mentioned when he was on here that you could play like any game for 30 minutes at first, which is a great way of trying something. But yeah, because this is such a huge thing, and it's like there's like never been anything done like it before. I think it's gonna stay in beta for a while.
Yeah.
You know. So, anyways, any other thoughts you want to dish out?
Well, you know, if you're PlayStation, you want to make sure you get a return on this. The general feedback is everybody wants a subscription type base. So I would say, like Alisha was saying, tied into the PlayStation Plus, even $50 extra a year or something like that. I mean, you'd get a great return on that. Anybody would want to do that. So I think that's great. Last thing I wanted to say, Michael Proctor from Wedbush, who was an analyst there, highly regarded. He says, PlayStation Now is a joke. There is no publisher that is going to license content that is less than 2 years old because they would be concerned that they can't sell as many copies if they make it available for a subscription or rental. This has no prayer of working. None.
Now, before we transition,
wait. First of all, Aaron didn't memorize that. He was reading a piece of paper. It's like, and when he said that, he did that now, and he then said this.
Yeah, that is very true.
Yes, it's accurate.
Like, hello, welcome to Gamer and Gameless. I am Iran. I mean, this guy, Michael Pachter, he's pretty well regarded. Like, you could go on GameTrailers.com, and he has a little show called Pack Attack. He's really well regarded.
Wasn't he in Twister?
I'm trying to figure out who you're referencing. Michael or
who are you
Bill
talking
Pullman?
about?
Who was the main character in Twister?
Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt.
Like, dude.
I think it was Bill Pullman.
I thought it was Paxton.
It was Paxton,
Bill
right?
Paxton,
Yeah,
Paxton.
my joke just came together.
Elvin knows movies.
It was still like a 4 out of 10.
It was
Like,
Bill Paxton.
yeah,
Bill Paxton.
But Michael Pachter.
That was like a 3 out of.
Yeah, that
was like a 3 out of 50.
You tried. You're
that was a stretch.
You're okay, Elvin.
Whatever. I'm reading CNN while you guys talk, so I just really don't care what you're saying.
But anyways,
go ahead.
I felt and feel the same way about PlayStation Plus.
Yeah,
is like the idea of, I mean, granted, it's only for a month. Is this game? Strider came out on there, as we talked about last week, Elvin. Strider and
I don't remember you guys talking about Strider.
Towerfall. Yeah.
It came out on PSN.
Yeah, and these games, at least for PS4, they're not gonna have any purchases for the most part for the next month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't understand how that could be feasible. But they'll have some big name games on there. Like I know, I'm pretty sure everyone at this table is familiar with it. I showed Elvin BioShock Infinite.
Oh yeah, that was on PlayStation Plus for a while.
Yeah, and that was a huge game.
Yeah.
Like, that was such a huge game that I think it sold like 8 or 9 million copies, and it was still considered like a flop or a failure, and the studio went under. So that's how big of a game that is, and that ended up on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Uncharted 3, which is like this
Oh,
another
yeah.
well-loved game.
Great game.
The new Tomb Raider was
Yeah,
on there like a minute. Like it was like, oh, this game just came out, and then it seemed like it was like 4 months later. It was like, oh, new Tomb Raider is like on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would venture to say that I don't see how that's even feasible. It's all numbers that I don't understand. But anyways,
I personally, I think he's kind of wrong on that, because if you sit down and you actually sit and think about the things that you have subscription based on, like I have a Netflix subscription. There'll be times where I don't even touch Netflix, but that money's coming out of my bank account every month.
Seriously,
It's only $8 too, though.
Yeah,
it's
so
very cheap.
It's very cheap, but think about all of the people who are paying for Netflix and aren't using it. Or think about it this way: think about gym memberships. How many people have memberships to go to the gym and they never go?
Yeah.
And that money's still coming out of your bank account religiously.
Yeah.
So it's like they're gonna make their money.
I am unfortunately guilty of
Yeah.
that. I remember I looked, I was like, 24-hour fitness is taking $25 out of my account. I don't even know what a gym,
that's not
Exactly.
looks like.
That's actually not bad. Some people are paying like $29.
Yeah. So I mean, this isn't. Their developers are gonna make their money. So one way or another, people are definitely gonna make their money.
Yeah, and then another thing is like downloadable content. Like when I first got PlayStation Plus, it was like 2 years ago. They had a game on there called Dungeon Defenders, and I played with my brother. And I was, hey, this is actually pretty fun, and I got it for free. I was, hey, cool. And I was playing it, I got like really hooked on it, and I did something I like never do. I bought DLC for it because I was like, well, I'm getting this game for free, so I might as well pay them some money. You know what I mean? Like, and then same thing with like a lot of these games, a lot of mobile games that have like microtransactions. Most people are absolutely no microtransactions. But if there's a game like I play a lot, I feel like it's like only right for me to, you know what I mean? I downloaded like a tower defense game, but it was like Metal Slug. Yeah. It was a Metal Slug tower defense game. I was like, I've been playing this like all the time. And then after like 10 hours of playing it, I was like, I got this for free. I feel like a horrible person if I don't buy something. So I just bought actually, this is actually cool. I'm gonna just go into like a little small tangent here. It's like a prisoner of war. He has like long hair and he like shoots out like Goku Kamehamehas, which I was like, that doesn't make any sense, but okay, I'll buy it. But anyways, so yeah, they could potentially make their money make additional money through DLC. And like I said, I have no idea like how much Sony pays for this type of stuff. I mean, it obviously has to be feasible for both parties. Otherwise, games wouldn't continue licensing them.
The downloadable content. Do you buy that to advance faster through the game?
Well, that depends. When you start getting to like pay to win game, like the free games like Candy Crush.
Yeah.
Candy Crush is definitely one of those that is a big problem with that game, and people are so addicted to it, and they're literally paying to win because it's like, I've played this level 500 times. Sure, I'll give you $5 to let me skip it. But when it comes to other things, like when you have like Borderlands 2, that is some of the best DLC I've ever bought in my life because I bought the season pass for it ahead of time. It was only like $30. And they've come out with so many levels and so much DLC for Borderlands 2. It's stupid. Like, it's genuinely ridiculous. It's at least, I want to say it's at least 15 or 16 hours of like just DLC that just changes the game completely.
So, Elvin, just for some context, I know you're probably just going to nod along regardless.
He's been nodding.
He's been nodding the whole time.
He's just like, yeah, video games are things. The season pass is like, usually it's like it's like a sum of money saying, hey, if you buy this, you'll get access to, if not all, a large majority of the downloadable content.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So a game like Borderlands, which we're going to talk about a little bit later, you could buy it and they're just like, all right, well, we're going to keep putting out downloadable content and you get it for free. And I want to say it came out, I'm going to say it's like September-ish, 2012-ish. Does that sound right?
Borderlands 1 or 2?
Ish.
2? I don't think so. 2012? No, that was too far. Because now we're in what, 2014?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I think it was like 2013.
Okay. Well, either way,
I could be wrong.
Either way, it's been out for a while,
and
they just put out a new downloadable content thing.
Yeah.
And like, it looks cool. Like, I want to try it. But anyways, we'll talk more about Borderlands in a second. So we're gonna.
Yes, please. I really need to know more about Borderlands.
You would probably like it.
Borderlands is amazing.
It's amazing.
It is. Anyways, so let's talk about the games we're playing. Sound good?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah, man.
Elvin's playing none, probably.
No, I played a Max Curse of the Brotherhood.
You said
You
it last
played some
podcast,
more.
Unless you played more.
Unless you
since
played
then.
more
More.
since then.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
But
so-
but the memory remains.
though. So you played in your head.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't.
Damn it! He even rage quits in his head. He's like, oh, that was a fun.
No,
never
no.
mind.
there's
No,
a
I
loading-
convinced
there's a loading
myself. It's like,
screen.
hey, I beat that game.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
No, you
Oh
didn't.
man.
He just spins the totem and just walks off.
He tells his wife every night that he beat the game.
Yeah. She's like, I know you did, honey.
Shut
No,
up,
I
Elvin, go to
did.
sleep.
I come in the room. I'm all sweaty with like a machete. Yeah, I just finished that game.
Sure you
It's
did.
like, what game were we
It
talking?
almost beat me,
Machete
but not
kills.
this time.
But anyways, so what games have you guys been playing?
I can tell you right now.
I just
Okay.
wanted to know what games you were playing.
Yeah.
Let's flip the hourglass and see how long Aaron takes to answer this question.
I know.
Yeah, man.
I,
So,
um,
I've been playing video games that involve gaming,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah.
most of them have an options menu.
Yeah.
You put them in your VCR, and go ahead,
As you mentioned in our last podcast, Mr. Zach,
Mr. Zach.
you wanted to find out more about the burn cards in Titanfall.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to do that. And so I played Titanfall, and there was an update we had to do. So I had to download the update, and that took a little bit of time. Titanfall kind of loads like it's PlayStation 2 a little bit. It takes a long time to load.
Seriously.
Anyway, no, the patch looks really good. It's very smooth. Now we talked about the burn cards. I haven't seen any really new burn cards just yet. I played last night and then the night before. But you know, I like what they did. I mean, they still have some beta going on with this game. For
the private matches.
still have the private matches beta and all that. I'm waiting for the they introduced 3 new levels about a month ago,
Yeah, the DLC.
but they still haven't put them on Pilot Hunter match.
Yeah.
It's only for the expedition.
Yeah.
So that means attrition and the other levels that you can play, but you can't play for Pilot Hunter. I don't know why you can't play the new levels on Pilot Hunter. That's my stuff. I love playing Pilot Hunter. I don't care about killing minions. Get away from me. That's stupid.
I
I
saw
want to
a
kill
picture.
strangers and strangers only, and get points for killing strangers.
Wow.
That's it.
I saw a picture you uploaded on Facebook of your Pilot Hunter.
Man,
game,
I got
and
so
that
many
was-
haters.
That was quite impressive.
Yeah, as I said before, Pilot Hunter is up to 50 kills, so I got 19 out of 6 players on my team.
That's
So you
good.
do the math. That's pretty freaking
Can I
good.
just call you on something real quick, Aaron?
No.
Look,
Aaron has never played a video game in his life.
life, yeah.
He doesn't even exist.
No.
He's never seen a controller
I'm
before.
friends with Aaron on Facebook, and look him up, Aaron Golden, and he keeps posting these
Why'd you
pictures.
say it like that?
I don't know. Aaron Golden.
Do not look me up, please.
His name is Aaron Golden,
There we
and he keeps posting these pictures of his stats on Titanfall, and he's always second place. It's like, hey, look how great I am. This is amazing. No one could ever beat me. I'm like, oh, cool. Let me see this picture. Second place. Second place.
if you-
Second place is first
Second
loser.
place.
I want you to
Second
know
place.
that.
If you're not first, you're last. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
get that.
Aaron's really happy because today he must have not slept for 3 days because he posted a picture where he's first place.
Well, actually, if you sleep for 3 days, you have enough energy and the wherewithal to get more kills and
Did
kill
you
more
just
people
say
off.
wherewithal?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
you
did. I
did.
learned that word today,
Wow.
by the way.
He learned it.
Congratulations.
Dictionary.com. Wherewithal.
He was just
I
looking
can't
up.
spell it.
No, he's been watching Nick Jr. with his daughter.
Baby Einstein.
Yeah,
He
he's
was-
been doing
he was-
Baby Einstein.
He watched the Order 1886 trailer. He was like, how do you spell werewolf? He was like, what's this word wherewithal? I'm going to use that in the podcast.
Well, Aaron, congratulations on your first place win.
You know what my so-called friends said? Well, they said, well, that guy went 15-0. Well, yeah, he's on the losing team. It's I can never win with my guy friends. I can never win it. You know, even if I go first place on the team that won 19-7, nope, that's not good enough.
That's the
And if I was that guy that went 15-0, they say, well, you lost.
Yeah.
You just can't win with your friends.
that's the LeBron effect. It's
Yeah,
like, you
you're-
might be really good, but let me see them rings.
You
Yeah.
constantly gonna move the bar.
Anyway, Titanfall is still expanding with burn cards. I'm waiting to play them and to use them because, as I said in my last podcast, I didn't want to use them, but now I want to see what the new burn cards are. So I had to let go of a couple of them. I still haven't let go of my unlimited cloak. I love my unlimited cloak. I will never use that.
Wait, that all right? That doesn't make any sense.
How could you love something and not ever use it?
Yeah, it's like, oh, I love this money. I'm just gonna store it.
It's like, oh, this wine.
Well,
is a,
I mean,
this
no,
wine is a
because you can
1946.
invest money, but you really like you have
Yeah, that was a dumb
you have these cards
Yes.
that are in a game
And they're
that
limited.
you don't want to use.
First of all, I earned that card.
Wait, okay, I will understand that. But look at it this way: so you have this card that's in a game that you don't want to use, right? Titanfall didn't do as great as Microsoft hoped. It did pretty well, but it didn't do as great as Microsoft hoped.
Yeah.
And so we already know that Titanfall 2 is coming out cross-platform. They've already said that.
Yes, it
So
is.
at what point do you really think that card is going to transfer over? Because there's going to be a lot of people on PlayStation floor
No,
playing.
when Aaron loses the job, he loses the job and his house and his wife and his baby. He's like, oh man, now it's that
I got
time.
this digital card.
I hit bottom.
They can't take it
he
all from
won't-
me.
He
like,
won't.
That card.
He won't even be able to do that because he's not going to have any money to pay for the power of the internet, so he can play Titanfall.
That's what libraries.
But
are
then
for.
I go to my friend's house. Then I go to my friend's house, transfer my account, and I still have that burn card I will
Yes.
never use.
Oh god damn!
I earned it. It's a collectible. It's like having the Jordan rookie card.
collectible.
It's the Jordan rookie card. You don't just use it and put it in your hands.
He
all day.
carries
You
around
keep
his
it somewhere.
Xbox. He's like, hey, check it out.
I mean, let's stop on this ridiculous Titanfall. But I need to say this: it's not like a collectible because collectibles you can show people.
Yeah, you,
I show people all the time.
Yeah,
you
people
take
who
a
are in your house.
You take a screen
show-
cap with your cell phone and go, look, I got this burn card, bro.
And everyone's
Well,
like, "Oh,
I'm
let
not
me like
that-
that. That's pretty impressive."
I'm not that guy, but I show my little baby Aria, who's 4 months. I say, baby
Wow.
Aria, baby Aria. That's
Good thing
no,
you
I don't
call
call
her-
her baby Aria.
Good thing
But
you call her baby Aria. She might get confused and think she's an adult.
And you realize she can't see that far in front of her face, right?
she's very advanced. I am pretty impressed by what she can do.
Can she lift objects with her mind yet? Anyways,
And if she
So,
could
yeah.
talk, she would say, "Dad, use the goddamn burn card."
she's like, "Dad, seriously."
But give me some milk first.
She's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I don't know if you provide that." But anyways, so
Hey, you get 3 burn cards. I'll keep 1.
okay,
All right, go ahead.
Whatever-
Go ahead.
whatever
Go
you're
ahead.
saying. Anyways, what are you playing, Alisha?
I recently have been playing Saints Row 4.
Ooh.
Yes, I have finally jumped.
Ooh.
I've jumped into the Saints Row train. I never really played Saints Row's games or GTA because I'm one of those people who can't drive to save my fucking life.
Yes.
In games, and so I was really nervous about it, but it was free with PlayStation Plus. So my friend was like, "Why?" Or no, I didn't get it. No, I didn't get it for free. I got it. I actually paid for it. I paid $13
Okay, because
for it with PlayStation. 3 was free.
Did,
And they got mad at me because I didn't buy 3, but I was like, I can't drive, so I'm not.
Did you get the dildo gun yet?
No.
Oh.
Is that
But I do
Yeah,
have
you can
have
kill
the
people.
dubstep. I've been murdering people with
Ooh.
dubstep, which
The
is
dubstep
great.
gun. Yeah.
And basically, from what I understand, Saints Row 4 is the best game of Crackdown 2 that ever
Yeah, no, it
exists.
looks like it.
It's amazing. So it's only $13 with PlayStation Plus. So I've been playing that like
Nice,
a boss.
Nice.
You should have rented it for $14.
No.
Yeah, for PlayStation. Let me just tell you this real quick, Elvin. Saints Row is like Grand Theft Auto, but 100 times more over the top.
Yes.
Wow.
Miss Alisha here just mentioned something called a dubstep gun.
Yes.
Which is precisely what it sounds like.
Yeah.
You
Like-
kill people with dubstep.
Like,
It's great.
It's like before the game came out, they have like all these with the I think it was the last 2 or 3 that's done this. They did like promotional videos showing these ridiculous weapons.
Yep.
And like the dubstep gun, it shows like a crowd of people walking, and it just shoots it, and it's like womp 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 womp, womp, and they just all like
They just start dancing, and
yeah.
then I actually upgraded it so I have the effect on that. They'll immediately stop attacking you and they'll start dancing, and then when the bass drops, they explode.
Drop the bass.
Nice.
Basically,
That
there's
is
like
so
just
cool.
bombs everywhere, so they just all blow
But
up.
what about that dildo gun, though, Aaron?
Well, I'm more of a Grand Theft Auto player, so I'm just listening to what she's saying about Saints Row.
But what
Yeah.
about that?
But I heard
dildo
about it,
gun?
though.
The dildo-
Wow,
the-
you
I
not-
think you're talking
you
about the dildo bat. That was in the last one, but there's probably a dildo gun in this. There's something called like God Bless America in this one. And it's just like bald eagles and rockets and on this
Wow.
insane gun. And
You have to show me a trailer of this game.
oh
I
no,
wanna see that.
Saints Row 4 is ridiculous, and I knew it was ridiculous 5 minutes in when I was hanging off a nuclear warhead, and
Oh, yeah.
they were
Wow.
playing "I Miss You, Babe"
Yeah.
by Aerosmith. Don't want to miss a thing by Aerosmith. As I was
that's so
launched
good.
into the
Don't wanna
miss a
miss a
thing.
thing.
Yeah, as
Don't,
I'm launched into the air. It
Don't
was
you
just
start
like,
off
this
as
is
the
great.
president, though?
No, and then you land in the White House, and
you land in the White House.
and you're the president because
Yeah.
you're the president because, and Keith David is your vice president president. The actual Keith David. Like it's
Wow.
it's Keith David
I love
playing
Keith David,
himself
dude.
as your vice president.
Him in Halo was great. I love that voice.
The thing that's so great about these games is they by no means, I don't know if any of you guys have played part 1. They by no means started out this ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, no, they
like
didn't.
they wanted to be a Grand Theft Auto game.
Yeah.
It was like super serious. The game starts, you get like jumped into a gang. It was like serious. And then like when 2 hit, they were like kind of like, oh, I guess we'll give you a jet at some point for some reason. And then 3, they were just like, forget everything. Like you have
Yeah.
a weapon. It's like in 3 at least. It's like one of those foam like #1 like gloves.
Yep.
And like when you hit people, they fly like we're talking like 30 to 40 feet, like just soaring into the air. And it's just like 100. It's like so ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
I can't even explain it.
And in this one, they just said "fuck it" and they just throw everything out the window.
Yeah,
it's
everything.
literally they're just like, well, you know, you were on a warhead, now you're the president. Fuck it. and it's just like no one voted for you. You're just the president, I guess. Whatever.
And then there's
Is there, like,
there's a
President
Matrix.
Camacho.
Yeah, basically, like, and then you get to choose. That's the thing I like about it too. Like, you can choose whatever you want to wear and be or whatever. So you could be like a 400-pound dude who's completely naked, just running around
Wow.
and flying and
Yeah.
gliding and kicking
jumping
ass.
off buildings.
Yep,
And-
and
Yeah.
scaling everything.
I gotta say this about part 3. Speaking on the customization, you could like if you can have like for voices, there's like 3 preset males. There's like 3 preset females.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's anything like this in 4, but in 3, one of them was just one of the options was simply zombie. So anytime in the game there was like a cutscene with your main character, I could just be like, oh no, like they wouldn't say anything. It would just be that, and it's funny. There would be like these intense conversations. They're like, "We got to get in this plane, and we got to over those guys." And it's like the game does not take itself serious. Which
this
is awesome.
one, it's Nolan North.
Really,
Yeah,
Oh,
so
that's
it's
awesome.
the 3 dudes, the 3 ladies, and then Nolan North. So my
Is it-
friend
is it
AJ he has President Beyonce because he made a
Nice.
character look like Beyonce, but her voice is Nolan North
That's awesome.
whenever he opens his mouth.
Does it legitimately say Nolan North?
Yeah,
that is
and it
so
is
awesome.
Nolan North. Like it literally is,
So some
and that's
context.
the option.
So some context for Nolan North. Nolan North is like a super duper famous voice actor. Like well known. I mean,
Dude's in like everything.
yeah, there's like 2 voice actors that people say make up almost the entire video game industry, and that's Nolan North and Troy Baker.
Mm-hmm.
So, like a lot of hardcore fans of like the behind the scenes stuff about video games know that Nolan North is, and this is news to me. It's awesome. Like straight up, Elvin, I'm gonna show you his IMDb because he has an IMDb after.
Yep.
Like video games, movies, everything. Like all these anime, like it did for all these different cartoons and stuff. But anyways, I'm going off on a tangent here. Nolan North is awesome.
Yes.
But anyways, so you play anything else, Alisha?
Transistor.
Transistor.
Oh yes,
Ooh,
tell me about that.
Transistor is made by Supergiant Games. Now, I will sit here and I will wholeheartely admit that Transistor is the reason that I bought my PlayStation 4.
Really?
Yes.
Go on.
Because I love Supergiant Games. I love Bastion with a passion. I didn't really play a lot on my 360. I have all the systems. I didn't play a lot on my 360 at all, Fez. But then when Bastion came out, like I was like addicted to it. And I was like, I need to see what these people are doing. And they were part of the whole Microsoft ID program or whatever.
It at Xbox.
It at Xbox.
Stupid name.
Yeah. And so when they decided to do their next game, they appreciated their time with Microsoft, but then they like didn't agree with a bunch of stuff. So they ended up jumping ship and going PlayStation. And the second they found out that, they said, no, we're going to be PlayStation. And I was like, okay, I'm buying a PS4. And I fucking love Transistor. It's a game about a woman named Red. She's the main character. She's your protagonist. She doesn't speak because you find out that her voice has been taken by these. What is it? The Canabera.
Oh, like the camera.
The Camerata. The
Yeah.
Camerata. And the process, and it's basically they're taking over her city, which is Cloudbank, because she has this giant sword, which is like a USB key. It looks like a key.
Yeah.
And that is called the Transistor. Yeah. And there is a narrator. Supergiant Games is known for this, especially in Bastion. The narration in that game was insane.
Yeah.
And it was really good. And so now you get all in Bastion, it was more along the lines of the narrator was talking and he would just tell you basically what the kid was doing because your character in Bastion didn't have a name. In this one, it's kind of different because the transistor is showing more of Red's personality, but you can still bump heads with him. So it's not as much of, a good narration with that, but it's still a really good game.
Yeah. They did some really cool fine tuning with this game. And like Elvin, like in the past, you've said, are indie games like worst games? This is technically an indie game.
This is definitely an indie game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And this game has like ridiculous, like the graphics aren't astonishing, but like I said before,
it
compensates
amazing.
by style 100%. Just try to fathom this, is that there's very little dialogue in this game, almost like none.
Yeah.
From different characters, but this sword can talk. And then like I think storyline is pretty hard to follow. I think what I gathered happened, and I'm like at the end of the game, is spoiler alert, is that I think someone gets killed with a transistor, and it happens to be like her bodyguard, and his like spirit is trapped in it, and he's the one narrating everything. And like this is what I mean about fine tuning. Everything he says, I mean you could probably turn it off, but everything he says comes through the PlayStation 4 controller.
Yeah, you have to turn that on.
That is so cool.
And it's so cool.
Wow.
Because and he's not narrating, he's not like, and then she walked into the room. He's like a dude who I think has feelings for her.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
I got to a point where he was like, I love you.
Yeah.
Like he just straight up said that before I got in my car and drove over here.
And then, and then like, it's really cool. Like when you start, and it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I guess like a overhead action RPG kind of. It's a very unique game.
Yeah, and that's the thing about them. Like they've always been really. It's really interesting to see the gameplay because it's not exactly like it's not a platformer, and it's not. I wouldn't call it a beat 'em up either because there's definitely strategy to this game.
And there's like turn-based.
There's turn-based elements. You have to definitely plan your attacks or you're fucked. Like you will. And that's the other thing, because I'm in the middle. I'm fighting a boss right now. When I left, I was fighting a boss, but the one thing that I don't like about this game is it's kind of harsh because if you get to a certain point, you have you can say you have 4 different attacks. And so when you get to a certain point, if something happens and you get knocked down, they'll take the last attack you used away. So you literally only have 4 attacks. And right now I'm fighting this giant boss battle. I only have 2 attacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
there's no dubstep gun?
No, not in Transistor, but it's gorgeous. And actually something you might like, Elvin, is if you look it up, the people who do these games, the soundtracks are amazing.
Really?
The soundtracks are amazing. For Bastion, that soundtrack is insane, and Transistor soundtrack is just utterly.
Yeah, that's one thing no one talks about. It's funny. I'll say this really quick so I don't completely run over you guys, but Zach always shows me music.
Video game music.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I'm telling you,
the Metal Gear tracks you sound. You show me, it's like whoa.
I'm telling you this. This is coming from someone who legitimately likes almost every type of every genre of music. Like there is nothing like good video game music.
Oh yeah,
when it's good.
Awesome.
And when it's good, it's amazing.
I don't know if you follow Metal Gear or anything. They had Metal Gear Rising, which was like this over the top action game, right? I let him hear it. They have like legitimately good metal tracks, and he's like a super hardcore metal fan, so it works out perfect. But anyway, some of the more like fine tuning things about Transistor is, like I said, he talks. He's not like, he'll be like, oh no, I think I see somebody coming up, and that kind of like prompts you that there's going to be an enemy coming up. And then like when you're low in health, he's like, no, don't give up, stay in the fight. And I'm like, I feel like I'm there right now.
Or he'll be like, he goes, can you hear me, Red, can you hear me, like, and I'm just like, oh, I'm about to die. Like just straight up. Or even like I said, with his conflicting personality, because there's like a point where you can make a decision to send somebody to your house, and he's like, oh, sea monster, that's the only option.
Well, are you hungry? I'll make you a sandwich.
Yeah, so you can pick something else, and then it's just like he'll be like, oh, I guess, okay.
Yeah. And then another thing, I mean, this is what I'm talking about, the charm from indie games, Elvin, is they add in so many like minimal things that are so unnecessary but add such like an artistic flair to it. Since she doesn't have her voice and she's like a former singer, like she's like this really famous singer. Is there's like parts in the game where I think it's like L1 or L2, you hold it and she hums along to the background
to the
music.
background music. You can hold it and she'll just hum.
It sounds like there's a lot of thought.
No,
Supergiant Games they're known for that, and they're a tiny studio. We're talking like, I think when Bastion was made, there were maybe 6 people.
Are they a U.S. studio or?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was founded by one of the guys who used to be like in the game industry and journalism and everything else like that. So I think now with Transistor, they moved it up to, I think maybe now they have 10 or 11 people in their studio, and they made this game, and it's
like the Gamer
amazing.
and Gameless podcast.
Yeah, seriously. I showed you that. I told you about that game. I haven't showed it to you. I don't think I did. That game, No Man's Sky, which is an indie game. That's like, I think, under 10 people.
Yes.
And it's like arguably one of the most ambitious games ever. Like, and it's like under 10 people. And fun fact about them, I'm getting off on a tangent, but I'll stop, I promise, is their studio got flooded, so they lost like all of their data. Wow. So they had to start over from scratch.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's already only like 10 guys. But anyways, yes, Transistor is amazing. I definitely want to talk about it more here when we finish it. I'm almost done. Yeah, that game has heart and soul for days.
It's so, oh my god, it's so good.
You ever showed Elvin the soundtrack for the Halo series?
I don't think so.
It's some of the best music you will ever hear in a video game.
Yeah, Mario O'Donnell.
The orchestra is just amazing.
I will play you my favorite song from Transistor.
Yeah, please. I would have put it in my wedding if I knew it was that good.
No, there's a lot of video game music that I want to put in my wedding.
We should take Elvin to Video Games Live.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
No, bro, there's legitimately. All right, I'm gonna stop because I can talk about video game music more than I can talk about video games. But anyways, so we had a question, and it kind of leads into what one of the games we were talking about, Borderlands. So about a few months ago, they announced that the next Borderlands game is going to be only for, I mean, it looks awesome. And Borderlands is not as bad as Saints Row, but they kind of don't take themselves serious. At all. They have serious plots, but there's a lot of humor involved. So there's Borderlands 2 came out, and there's Borderlands 1. Mm-hmm. And Borderlands, this is essentially the third one, and it's called the pre-sequel. And then I guess in like an interview, how this name came about is someone was like, let's call it the pre-sequel as a joke. And they were like, let's stick with it.
Yeah. Well, that's what Mikey Newman, Mikey Newman, he said that when I just tweeted at him, asked him right now, he was just like, oh yeah, I can't remember what the name is. It was just going to be a placeholder for the trailer. Like when they were talking about the concept of it, and he was saying like, yeah, it was just gonna be this thing, but it honestly it makes sense because it takes place in between Borderlands 1, like in between Borderlands 1 and 2, so it is a pre-sequel.
Yeah. So by the way, fun fact, Alisha runs 59% of the entire video game industry. So
I do not. I know a lot of people in it, though.
Such a great
actually, I was cracking up because you're talking about No Man's Sky. My friend Orion Akaba, he's a voice actor. He just announced that he's going to be doing a voice or something in No Man's Sky.
That's
like
great.
And
yesterday.
then he texted you. He said, "Is that okay with you, Alisha?"
Yeah, and I'm like, sure.
You know, my friend, the owner of Nintendo.
She was like, "If you rearrange the letters,
I
Alisha,
wish.
you get PlayStation 4." But anyways. So I'm actually like I said, I love Borderlands games. So I was a little bummed out about this one because they announced it. I wanted no more than 5 minutes ago. 5 minutes. Did I say minutes?
Yeah, you did.
They did it a lot longer than that, like 5 months ago. But they announced that it was only going to be for PC, Xbox 360, and PS3. And it was kind of like this new generation is coming. I was kind of hoping for them to be on that.
Yes,
so, right. Someone wrote in. First question we're reading. I'm pretty excited about.
Oh, yeah, and by the way, this was the first time we actually said, "Hey, ask us the question.
Yeah,
anything you want."
which was
a horrible idea.
And then
we got some really, really bad, horrifying questions.
Yeah, like I woke up in the morning. Elvin was like, "Hey, I got an idea." I was like, "What's that?" He was like, "Questions." I was like, "Sounds good." And then I had that thought: if it's gonna be anonymous, it's gonna be a nightmare. And sure enough, we got some bad stuff, but we got some great stuff too. So someone wrote in from Seokin Chung from Pasadena wrote.
Seokin Chung, I know that guy.
Do you really?
No,
I actually do. But he wrote in and said, "Should I buy a next gen console now or wait until Apocalypse meets another apocalypse?" So I think the gist of that is
I don't remember Apocalypse meeting any Apocalypse.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out if it's like a reference to like X-Men or either way. The question is, should he buy a next gen console now? Now, for me, I was like super excited. I was going to say stoked, but I don't say that, so it would have been weird. I was super excited to get a PS4, But the reality of it is, and same thing with Xbox One, there's very little like quote unquote exclusive content for it, and especially ever since Mario Kart, one of the things that has kind of been completely clear now is Wii U is the system to get right now.
Yeah,
if you're talking about like next gen systems to get right now, it is 100% Wii U.
There's never been a better time to own a Wii U right now. There's never been a better time right now. Mario Kart, we already talked about that. Amazing. There's more games coming out, especially Smash Bros. If you don't have a Wii U right now, you're thinking about getting one. Please, you owe yourself a favor. Go buy one.
Please get one
right now.
I need that Nintendo money.
Here's what I'm going to say. In 2013, didn't E3 sell us on getting the next gen? Like it's like you gotta get the PS4, you gotta get the Xbox One.
Yeah, no, they definitely did.
They sold me. They sold almost all my gamer friends on getting the next. Oh man,
really?
We gotta get it
They
day
didn't sell
one.
me. They didn't sell me day one. The only thing that sold me was when I found out Transistor was coming. I was like, all right, here's my money.
When they showed the Battlefield 4 trailer, like we said again, that just blew my mind because I'm a first person shooter guy all the way.
That's kind of the same issue though. Is as awesome as Battlefield 4 is, I'm sure I haven't really played it that much. There's differences between the previous gen and the current gen, or however you want to put it, the current gen and the next gen, but it's still on there for the 360. So that's the issue. So, if you're talking about all next gen consoles, I would say, and this was kind of the theme of last year's E3, buy our system when it comes out. And then this year was like, buy our system, or here's why you should buy our system
again
next year.
Next year,
yeah, like
because no one came out with all the games that they were supposed to. Everything, all the game release dates are 2015.
I have plenty of friends that got it day one. Myself included. And that's a good question. I would say if you can't wait to get Xbox One or PS4, wait till November of this year. You don't need to get it right now because all the games that are out for basically for next gen are available right now on 360 and PS3.
So the answer to the question is yes and Wii U.
Yes, and I would say get a Wii U first.
Yeah.
I bought my Wii U in December with my Christmas money. I went and put it down on that. But then I'm a big dork, so the first thing I did with my Wii U, I still haven't played any Wii U games, was download Earthbound on the Virtual Console.
Nice.
Yeah.
Even though I have Earthbound there on my Super Nintendo that I'm staring at, I'd rather play it on my Wii U gamepad while I'm sitting in bed.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
so like just to give you an idea, Elvin and viewer who is unaware of potential how awesome Wii U is.
That's great.
Is the big games for Wii U right now can't be found on other stuff.
No.
Mario Wii, I think it's called
Mario Party?
No, not Mario Party. It's called like New Super Mario Brothers U.
Yeah.
Which is like a 4-player. It's kind of like old school side-scrolling Mario game, but it's 4 players and it's awesome.
Yeah, I have that game.
That's
the bundle. That's the Wii U bundle that I bought.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. And then you have
Wind Waker,
Wind Waker HD,
Zelda,
and then the other Mario game, which is Mario 3D Land or 3D World. I've been playing that. That is awesome. Pikmin 3. Yeah, Pikmin. I love Mario Kart. All of those games you can't find. Titanfall is the big game for Xbox One right now. Titanfall is also for 360.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is that for PS4 and Xbox One is either both systems have it or both systems and more have it.
Right.
Like
or they're going to get it.
Yeah. Like I'm excited for Far Cry 4. They showed it at E3.
Oh, I'm so
excited.
And
they showed it on PS4, but it's also going to be for PS3 and it's also going to be for Xbox One and it's also going to be for Xbox 360 and it's probably going to be on an Etch-a-Sketch as well.
See, I really don't like that because I own the next gens of Xbox One.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone.
I giggled.
No, I was telling you, as a Xbox One owner and PS4, man, just please give me another reason to be happy about owning these next gens.
The thing about that is when it comes down to a lot of that stuff, it's basically because of the market, the saturation. The saturation isn't big enough. So if you're sitting there and you're going to exclude all of these people, like the ingrown base of Xbox 360 right now is huge. So if you just say, oh no, you know what, we're going to make this completely exclusive to this, you're missing out on all of that potential fan money from all those people that you know are going to buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Even The Last of Us is getting remastered. People are
Yeah.
excited about that, but that game was already out on PS3.
Well, I'm excited
Yeah,
because
I'm excited.
I waited on Grand Theft Auto 5. I knew
Yeah.
for a fact. I was like, you know what? This is way too late in this console generation for this to come out. It's gonna come out on PS4. And my friends argue with me about it. I was like, I bet you $1 million it's
Of
coming out on
course it
PlayStation
was. Of
4.
course it
And
was.
so I waited. I don't have the game has not been spoiled for me yet. I still am probably gonna drive horribly in it. But I was super excited. Like when they announced it, I was like, boom, there we go.
Alicia, they are still doing DLC right now for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, they
Oh,
just
I
did
know.
some. They just
They even have a 4th of July thing going on right
and
now.
The crazy thing is the biggest, the most arguably large part of Grand Theft Auto 5, not ruining anything, is heists.
Yeah.
And everyone is dying for heists online.
They've been dying so long for it.
and they've been promising it, and they delayed it, but they said it is going to come out.
They're probably gonna roll it out when
With-
it
exactly.
launches with
Smart, very
Xbox
smart.
One and the cool thing about that too is if you jump from 360 to PS4, you can load all of your stuff from your
from
360
GTA Online, yeah,
to your PS4.
I lost my mind when they announced that at E3. I was like, "Oh, that is so cool, man! That's so awesome."
Yeah, but like no, I'm kind of how she was talking about the oversaturation. Like one of the few big like exclusive titles coming out this year is Sunset Overdrive, and Sunset Overdrive looks awesome, but as far as sales goes, it's bound to one system.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately out of the 4 systems, Xbox, out of the 4 like big systems that aren't Nintendo based, the 2 Xboxes and then 2 PS4, Xbox One has the least amount of sales.
Yeah.
So they're naturally going to hurt. You know what I mean? So I'm sure it's going to do well.
That was because of the Kinect.
Yeah, but regardless, that's the problem with having exclusive games a lot of the time.
Well, that sucks because that means that Harmonix game is gonna crash.
Yeah. What was it? Fantasia.
Fantasia.
Yeah.
You just screwed a whole entire division that you stuck to Kinect, and you sold everyone on this Kinect, and now you pull it out the box.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be super duper interesting.
Well,
I don't think. I mean, I think Sunset Overdrive will sell because
Yeah, definitely.
people want a game.
Yeah,
People
gotta have the new game.
want to give me. That's kind of like I'm the same person. I'm like, I have a PS4. Give me games. Give me the game. Where's my game? Because as of now, I've just been sitting at home playing my PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
That is so true for many, many people right now.
Exactly.
So would you say maybe 2015 is the year to own it?
I honestly can't even say that because E3 this year I wasn't really impressed. Nothing personally for me. Everything I've seen, nothing still has made me want to buy an Xbox One. And I'm a collectionist. I am a completionist. I need all 3 systems. Like my Xbox 360, I barely touched it, but I had it. I still have it. It's at home right now. But I have like maybe 5 games on it. But I still I'm waiting. I'm like, give me your final answer. Give me give me something that makes me want to buy the system, and nothing has made me want to buy it.
Yeah, that's so true.
In 2015, there's some big games. Order
1886,
Halo 6 or Halo 6.
Halo 6.
I can't
Halo Master Chief Anniversary Edition.
That
or
is
whatever.
this year,
That's this year.
actually. That was
Oh,
in
it's
December.
Oh yeah, no,
it's
it
not
is.
even Halo
November,
5.
November.
It's Halo Guardians.
Halo Guardians.
Yeah, but
or
anyway,
whatever.
there's going to be a lot of games coming out next year, so I would say hold off until the end of this year, borderline next year. I mean, there are some games coming out this year, but honestly, nothing compelling enough. I think Fable Legends is, which looks kind of like to me. But anyways,
well, we know Smash is coming out holiday.
Yeah,
and I think Yoshi is coming out holiday
Woolly
too.
Woolly World,
and that new Kirby game.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Is Toad coming out too? Captain Toad.
Captain Toad.
So.
I think that's next. I think that's 2015.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Anyways, that's gonna do it for us at Gamer and Gameless. Thanks everybody for listening in. Remember, you can check us out at facebook.com/gamergameless, or you can check us out on our website, gamergameless.com. Thank you so much for talking with us, Alisha. I appreciate it.
Thanks for inviting me.
Someone who runs the video game industry.
I do not. I just know.
Did we pay her for this?
I know a lot of people in it.
Your limo just got here, by the way. It's in
oh,
front of the
really?
house.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
You guys want some diamond pizza? I got that.
Diamond pizza.
Yeah, it's a Patron.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, everybody.